Lucasfilm called me and they were like, okay, we're going to need you to get go on a Zoom call with 45 of our, LGBTQ, community. I'm not going to get on a Zoom call with 45 different people who can have their phones out videotaping me, and I feel like that's extremely abusive.
If I told you the richest man in the world was paying for Gina Carano's lawsuit against Disney and Lucasfilm, you probably wouldn't believe me. Well, that's exactly what's about to happen. Carano, the former Mandalorian star, was fired from the show back in 2021 due to posts she made on social media, but now she's fighting back with the help of none other than Elon Musk. Yeah, you heard me right. The Tesla and SpaceX billionaire is funding Carano's legal battle against the House of Mouse. Today we're getting into what we know about the lawsuit and what the consequences for either side could be if they lose the case. Well, let's get into it. So who is Gina Carano and why is she suing Disney? Well, if you've been living under a rock for the past few years, you might not know that Carano played Cara Dune, a badass former rebel soldier who teamed up with Din Djarin and Grogu in their hit show The Mandalorian. Carano is also a former MMA fighter who kicked some serious butt in the octagon, as well as in movies like Haywire, Fast and Furious 6 and Deadpool. She was one of the fan favourites in The Mandalorian and many people loved her character and her chemistry with the other cast members. However, things took a turn for the worse when Carano posted some things on social media which some people found offensive and insensitive. Some online interpreted her post as comparing being a conservative in Hollywood to being a Jew during the Holocaust, mocking mask wearing during the pandemic, questioning the validity of the 2020 US election, and making fun of transgender pronouns. These posts caused a huge backlash online, which followed with calls for her to be fired from The Mandalorian and Star Wars. And that's exactly what happened. In February 2021, Lucasfilm and Disney announced that they had cut ties with Carano and that she would not be returning to The Mandalorian or any other Star Wars projects. They said that her social media posts were apparent and unacceptable, and they did not reflect their values or vision. This meant that Carano's character Cara Dune was effectively written out of the show, and that any plans for her to have a spin-off series or a bigger role in the Star Wars universe were scrapped. But Carano didn't go quietly. He claimed that she was the victim of political censorship and cancel culture, and that she was unfairly targeted for expressing her opinions. She also said that she found out about her firing from social media and that no one from Lucasfilm or Disney contacted her directly. She accused them of bullying and harassing her and ruining her reputation and career. Therefore, she's taken them to court. In a shocking twist, Carano has filed a lawsuit against Disney and Lucasfilm, alleging that they had breached her contract, violated her civil rights, and defamed her character. She's seeking damages for lost wages, emotional distress, and punitive damages, and she's not alone. She has a powerful ally in her corner, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world and the founder of Tesla and SpaceX. Musk is reportedly a fan of Carano and The Mandalorian, and he has offered to pay her legal fees and support her case. He has also criticised Disney and Lucasfilm for their decision to fire Carano, and he has praised her for standing up for her beliefs. Now, all of this come to light with Gina Carano's recent post on X, which goes on to say, "Today is an important day for me. I am filing a lawsuit against Lucasfilm and Disney. After my 20 years of building a career from scratch and during the regime of former Disney CEO Bob Chapek, Lucasfilm made this statement on Twitter, terminating me from The Mandalorian. Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable." Nothing could be further from the truth. The truth is, I was being hunted down from everything I posted to every post I liked because I was not in line with the acceptable narrative of the time. My words were constantly twisted to demonize and dehumanize me as an alt-right wing extremist. It was a bullying smear campaign aimed at silencing, destroying, and making an example out of me. The thing is, I never even used aggressive language. I shared thought-provoking quotes, pictures, memes, and occasionally I used my own words, not with aggression but with respect and the occasional comedy to keep the mood light in dark times. Look with your own eyes at what I posted and ask yourself, for example, where did I compare Republicans to Jewish people in the Holocaust? I didn't. Ask yourself why they were calling me a racist. Was there any merit behind that or history of it whatsoever? No. Look at why I was called a transphobe for making droid noises from Star Wars, beep, bop, boop. Was obviously directed to the online bullies and did not in any way denigrate transgender people. Were my questions about masks, lockdowns, and forced vaccinations okay to ask and push the subject into the light? Should we have been allowed to publicly discuss those topics at a time without being harassed or censored? Absolutely. Hollywood says they support female representation and equal rights. Why then were my male co-stars permitted to speak without harassment and re-education courses or termination, but I was not afforded the same right to exercise my freedom of speech? Artists do not sign away our rights as American citizens when we enter into employment. I've spoken to all my co-stars since I was fired, and there is nothing but care and kind words between us. I respect their right to free speech and do not have to think the same on every issue to be their friends and work with them, and I know they feel the same towards me. A couple of months months ago, Elon Musk tweeted that if you had been fired from using the platform X for exercising your right to free speech, he would like to offer these people legal representation. Quite the noble offer, but never in my wildest dreams would I thought anyone would take on my case against Lucasfilm Disney. Still, I did respond back, I think I qualify. And thousands of people agreed, but I did not expect anything. To my surprise, a few months ago, I received an email from a lawyer who had been hired by X to look into my story and many others. After sending them as much information as I could gather these past few months, my now lawyers and X believe wholeheartedly in my case and are moving forward. I would like to express my deepest gratitude and thank you to Elon Musk and X for giving me an opportunity to bring my case to light. As for me, I would love to pick up from where I left off and continue my journey of creating and participating in storytelling, which is my utmost passion and everything I work so hard for. It's been difficult to move forward with the lies and labels stuck on me, backed and encouraged by the most powerful entertainment company in the world. I'm grateful someone has come to my defense in such a powerful way and look forward to clearing my name. Now, I'm of the personal opinion that Elon Musk would like nothing more than to get one over on Disney here, as this is not the first time that Elon Musk has clashed with Disney and Bob Iger. In fact, the two have a history of bad blood that goes back to last year when Disney decided to stop advertising on X, the social media platform owned by Musk. Disney said that they were concerned about the content and tone of X, and that they did not want to be associated with Musk's controversial views and posts. However, Musk was furious about this move and he publicly called for Iger to be fired immediately. He also told him to go F himself, in case you were wondering. He said that Iger was ruining Disney's legacy and that he was dropping more bombs than a B-52, referring to some of Disney's recent flops at the box office. He also accused Iger of being hypocritical as Disney continued to advertise on other social media platforms that allowed questionable materials. Musk's rant against Iger was met with mixed reactions online. Some people supported Musk and praised him for standing up to Disney, others criticised Musk and accused him of being arrogant and reckless. Some people also pointed out the irony of Musk's attack on Iger, as Musk himself is a fan of Star Wars and the Mandalorian, and even named some of his SpaceX rockets after Star Wars ships. For instance, he named one of his rockets Falcon after the Millennium Falcon, the iconic spaceship of Han Solo and Chewbacca. So it seems that Musk also has somewhat of a personal vendetta against Disney and Iger, and it would love to get one over on them, which likely makes backing Carano's lawsuit even more appealing to him, hoping to expose Disney's alleged wrongdoing and hypocrisy. But will he succeed, or will he face a counterattack from the media giant? And what are the possible outcomes and implications of this lawsuit for both parties? Well, let's start with Disney and Lucasfilm. They could be in big trouble if they lose the case, because they might have to pay a lot of money to Carano, bring her back to the show, and face a PR disaster. How much money? Well, we don't know exactly, but it could be enough to buy a Death Star or at least a couple of X-Wings. And how would they bring her back? Well, they would have to change some of their plans and stories and deal with some of the fans who don't want her back. And how bad would the PR disaster be? Well, it could ruin their reputation as a progressive and inclusive company and make them lose some of their customers and partners. It could also encourage other people who have problems with them to sue them or expose them. On the other hand, Carano and Musk could also be in trouble if they lose a case, because they might waste a lot of time, money and resources on a losing battle and face a backlash and boycott from some of the Star Wars fans and the general public. How much time, money and resources? Well, we don't know exactly, but it could be a lot, especially if Disney and Lucasfilm counter-sue them or accuse them of something. And you know what they say? Don't mess with the mouse. And how bad would the backlash and the boycott be? Well, it could anger some of the Star Wars fans and the general public, who might see them as being selfish and disrespectful to the franchise and its values. They might also show their displeasure at not buying or supporting their products or services, or by spreading negative word of mouth or reviews. As a result, this lawsuit is a high stakes and high risk game for both sides, and it could have a huge impact on the future of Star Wars and The Mandalorian. It will be interesting to see how it unfolds and what the final verdict will be. But what do you think? Do you support Carano and Musk or Disney and Lucasfilm? And who do you think will win the case? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.